My boy Colin Stetson is back. He's working his magic on the saxophone. This is All of This I Do for Glory. So compared to Colin Stetson's previous albums, this album is a lot kind of more obtuse. It has less songs, it's got longer song lengths, and it has no sort of gimmick to it. By gimmick, I mean it doesn't have Bon Iver, it doesn't have any guest singers or vocalists, it's all Colin Stetson. Now, he throws in a lot of new grooves on this album, specifically feeling like they're kind of inspired by IDM, and I think the song Between the Wind and Water feels almost dubstep inspired. I mean, the notes that he is pushing through his saxophone are absolutely grimy. The title track is an excellent example of how Colin Stetson's miking really changes his compositions. This song is very percussive, very beat-driven, despite it coming all out of one instrument in one take. The way he microphones all the keys on the saxophone really allows it to feel almost primal in its drumming. Now, you do have songs that are very similar to some of his other works, only extended a little bit. I think Wolves is definitely a great track for how much energy and excitement he packs into his playing. And then Spindrift is a very sort of meat and potatoes Colin Stetson track, but it is technically sound. It is wild, and you will have a hard time finding another saxophone player that can play something this intense. If there's any tracks I have some bigger issues with, it's the last two. One of them feeling a little bit underbaked, with In the Clinches being a shorter song. It just doesn't feel that monumental compared to the other tracks. And then the last track, The Lure of the Mind, is 13 minutes long, but doesn't seem to justify its length with any sort of more interesting beat or change-up. Really, the song is an exercise in repetition and building, and I think he does throw in a lot of various sort of change-ups or slight variations to keep it interesting. I just think it could have been done a little bit better with how intense some of the other tracks on this album are. So overall, this album is very technically sound, but I think it leaves out a lot of the thematic elements that his previous albums have had. I'd really like to see him branching out a little bit more, or if he is going to carry a project only by himself, just kind of taking a few more risks with it.